Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scar here from theScore eSports with Xpecial after their 2-1 victory over COG. Maybe a little bit unexpected. First of all, how do you feel about after the win?
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. We wanted to go 2-0, but we went 2-1. So that's why are you laughing? I was serious.
Sorry.
I'm serious. We wanted to go 2-0. We thought we were gonna beat them, and only 2-1, but it means you have to go back drawing board, have stuff to work on.
All right. That sounds good. You came in really confident. I remember yesterday I interviewed Apollo, and he's like, today's going to be the real test. So I wasn't sure how you guys were going to do. And I saw Saint also tweet online that today was also like the real test as well. So I'm very glad you guys were able to really step on up. So recently, after watching the games, I noticed that you and Ray are playing exceptionally well. How's it like playing with Ray, especially, and Apollo?
So one thing about Korean players in general is that they usually don't talk as much. They're really shy, reserved. But Ray he's one of those guys, but he's been getting better at that, and it's really helpful to have a top laner that he knows what he's doing and he knows what he wants, and he sometimes conveys it, but he needs some work. But his big selling point is definitely his laning and his mechanics and just team fight potential, and he knows how to play team fights extremely well. And we as a team we're just gelling really well because we're all on the same page. And even though we have Koreans, we're in sync, and that's really, really big. And it's kind of hard. It's one of those things that does it work or not? You kind of figure out really quickly. And for us, it's working out really well.
Oh, that sounds really good. You guys seem to have a very unique chemistry, which is very hard to get with multi-language teams. So that's really, really nice. I guess let's go quickly into the games. So I noticed, especially first game, they ended up giving you guys Swain. And I think Apex in general has been one of the only teams in NA that was immediately on top of the current meta. So I'm usually talking about people who pick Swain and Vlad a lot. All the other teams came in. I interviewed them the other days, and they're just like, we underestimated how good these champions were. But immediately you see Keane picking up both of these picks. What's your general opinion on the meta, and how have you guys kind of worked around it?
So we have Keane, and so Keane is known for being a cheeser, but he's actually a guy that plays champions. He plays a lot of champions in general, and means that he has meta picks, he has off meta picks, he has counter meta picks. And that means that he's the guy that's going to look at all the champions. He's not going to be the guy that's going to be like, oh, Zillion's really popular right now. He's going to be the guy that's, okay, Zillion's really popular. What's the counter? And he also plays Zillion as well. So he's a guy that we trust in to know what's strong. And that's his big selling point as a mid laner. And he's good. Oh. So, I mean, he's just figured out that Vlad in the swing was strong. He's like, I'm going to play it. And then we're like, okay.
All right, fair enough. You see COG ended up banning both of those champions throughout the series, so they obviously felt like it was something that they weren't comfortable playing or playing against. Instead, they also targeted a lot on Trundle top lane. I think they were really wanting the Echo Trundle matchup, and they really wanted to be on either the Trundle portion, or they just wanted Trundle to be gone and then playing Echo. However, Ray ended up playing Fizz a lot of the times. The way I see Fizz is that Fizz kind of drops off after a couple items, but Ray ended up really excelling on the champion. Is that something that he's put in a lot of practice on, or something that was more of a pocket pick of his from maybe past seasons or something like that?
Top lane Fizz is pretty popular, at least in Korean solo queue. I actually haven't seen it much here, but it's definitely one of those picks that is picking up steam, especially with smaller nerfs to the other top tanks. And Fizz is good against those top tanks. He has a lot of kill pressure. He can split push. He just is good, and he's also tanky. So it's just one of those kind of barely into the meta picks that Ray can play. And Ray is, I don't know, our team is weird. We can play so many champions that I'm just worried that we're going to reach a point where we just play too many champions. We don't know what we want to do. But right now, we're at a good spot. We we just adapt to meta fast because you can play so many champions and we're comfortable with them.
Okay. It seems like you guys found your niche really, really well right now. I guess I should talk about the second game, because what ended up happening in the second game was that COG actually had a very old stylistic combo there, so they had a split push pressure with TF. Was that something you were expecting to play into TF, and you guys just handled it poorly, or was it something that just kind of threw you a little bit off?
It definitely threw us off. We obviously didn't play much against TF, and we just didn't know how to deal with it too well. But it's one of those things that we know how to deal with now. But in game, we weren't able to adapt to it. It's definitely my fault as the main shot caller and whatnot. I couldn't find the right solution to it. And then after talking to Say after the game, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we should have done. And honestly, we almost came back into the game, but I also threw in the mid by diving too hard. And just one of those things that I just went too aggressive, and we just lost the game off that, which really sucked.
I think it's really fortunate for you guys, especially because you guys have such wide champion pools to experiment early in the season and kind of find your groove throughout the season. But since you guys are able to already win while experimenting, what kind of stuff should we expect from you guys to see from you guys in the future?
Well, it's hard to say. I think our biggest concern right now is just fixing our mid game, and apparently we excel in the team fight phase, which we were struggling a lot with initially, and it's just I don't think we expect anything different. It's just the meta changes, and we have to adapt to it, and then we'll try to adapt to it as quick as possible. And that's just how every team should be, every top team. Our goal is to be a top team.
Right now, I look at Apex, I'm just like, wow, you guys are looking great. Before, when you're coming in, I was thinking maybe middle of the pack team, but you guys are definitely top contention for playoffs at the moment, at the end of the first week. How do you guys feel about kind of the playoff hopes?
Oh yeah, we definitely want to hit playoffs. I mean, we're coming confident into the week 1, but obviously, like Saint tweeted, like Apollo tweeted, this is our test, and we passed the test. But next week's our bigger test against TSM and Envy, and our goal isn't to be playoffs like the top 6. Who cares? We want Worlds. We want even hit first place, and TSM is the strongest team right now, and we want to beat them.
All right. Well, that kind of dedication will put you a long way. Any final words, Xpecial, to your fans?
Yeah. Big thank you all you guys. I know you guys, not all of you guys supported us, but we're not as bad as you guys thought. So hopefully we'll continue that. Do well next week. Do well, rest of the season, playoffs. Hopefully go to Worlds. It's my goal. And yeah, I mean, you guys will see more of us.
I hope so too. They've certainly surprised a lot of people this weekend. theScore from theScore eSports. You can find more of our content online or with our mobile app. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice night.